Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over my FJ Cruiser and my setup and going over the top 5 things that I recommend that you guys do to your FJ Cruisers right away if you're planning on off-roading or overlanding with them. But we're gonna get started right now. Alright, my number one thing that I recommend that you do to your FJ Cruiser first is 100% tires. So tires are what you are constantly driving on. You feel it all the time. And it honestly is just a game changer. On here, I have some 33-inch tires. This is the biggest size that you can go on the FJ Cruiser, and I have a 2-inch lift. So these 33s are the Goodyear Wrangler Duratrax, and these things perform amazing off-road. They save you in the winter time because these are a beefy all-terrain tire, and I live up in the mountains, so the winters are pretty bad here. So yeah, great off-road performance, great in the winter time, and they can honestly handle whatever I've thrown at them. I've never had an issue with them. Even if I get into more extreme stuff like mud, these have not failed me. I have yet to been stuck in my FJ with these tires. And you don't necessarily need this big of a tire if you're just getting into it. You can just go with like a 32. And even my friend in his Subaru has some 30-inch, but he has some nice KO2s on there, and it makes the world of a difference. So like 100% just invest in tires, and that will honestly help so much when you're off-roading just right away. Alright, and with that, it brings us to number 2, and that would totally be lighting. And I can't speak of lighting. This is something I wish I have done sooner, but the stock headlights on the FJ Cruiser are pretty bad. With those stock halogen bulbs, you don't get much light out of those produced, and they're honestly just bad. And if you're planning on driving in the night, especially on dark roads or up in the mountains, off-roading, these don't do very much. So the only lighting mod that I have right now to show is my LED light bar that is in my lower grille right here. And this thing has saved me a lot off-road and on those sketchy dark roads. I wouldn't recommend using it for on-road use, like on public roads, just because they are pretty bright and shine into oncoming traffic. But when you're on like a neighborhood road and you're going down a dark road or you're off-roading in the dark, this thing has saved me because these lights do not do much. And I will turn it on real quick just so I show you. Okay, so I'm gonna block some of it because this thing is pretty bright. It's gonna blind the camera, but I'll leave it for a sec. I picked an amber color. It works as like a fog light since the FJ does not have a fog light. And super bright. This thing was on Amazon. It's the Nilight light bar, and it wasn't expensive at all. It performs great. The thing is super bright. But other than the light bar, I have some brand new headlights from Tech Customs on the way. There's some LED headlights. It's just a plug and play upgrade. I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty simple install. The light bar was a little bit of a pain where I mounted it specifically in this grill, because you've got to take off this whole thing and mount it and then wire it through and then through your firewall into your car. It's not too hard. You can just watch YouTube videos. It's just time consuming. But yeah, with that, I have brand new headlights on the way because I wish I upgraded these sooner, but it's 100% worth an upgrade. All right, and for number 3, I'm definitely gonna say storage, because the FJ is a pretty small vehicle and you've got limited space to work with. So I can't open this all the way since I'm in my garage and it is freezing outside, but I can show you guys what I've done. First thing I've got is this Husky bin with a clear top, and I keep my compressor and hoses and some of my recovery gear in here. Helps just kind of keep it from being all over the place and keeps it a little confined. And the second thing is I have built this drawer that goes in the back here, and I can move all right, I've built this drawer in the back here, and I keep all of my booster cables, fire extinguisher, we have rags, a jump starter, portable jump starter. We've got tools, and in the back I've got a bunch of ratchets and stuff. And I just keep that in the back. And that's how I keep the back of my FJ organized and clean. And got a couple other things in there like a camp chair, but for the rear, 100% storage. It can get messy and there's not a ton of room, so maximizing that storage is a must. All right, and this is kind of a continuation of 3, but I'm gonna put this as number 4. And for me, roof storage is a pretty influential mod that you can do to your FJ. And I will tell you guys why real quick. So the roof storage not only looks cool, but it's super helpful to just get stuff out of the inside of your car, because the inside of the FJ can get pretty jam-packed, especially if you're going on a camping trip and off-roading and you've got all the recovery gear and like camping gear. Being able to put some of the stuff on your roof makes it also, it looks cool and rugged, but it also just gets it out of the inside of your FJ. And for me, I just have these Husky build-out boxes on here. Super simple to install, and I've just got these 2 locks on here with just a little bit of customization I did. Okay, so with these are cool because they've got these handles, and you can just use that to pull yourself right up. And these boxes are like 20 bucks at Home Depot, and with the hardware to install these, I mean, for both of them, it was like no more than 60 bucks. And like a big Overland brand name box costs a lot of money. So if you're on a budget, this is a great way to start. I plan on upgrading to a better box in the future, but for now, this works. So, okay, so with these, just put a master lock on there. It's unlikely people will steal from them, but just in case. You just got these 2 latches and it opens up like that. Works great. And in this one, I don't have a ton since it's winter time and I haven't been using them. But I mean, I've got like this extra recovery rope. I've got another one inside, but I've got this extra one just in case. But I will also show the inside of these real quick. Okay, so yep, just grab on that handle, pull yourself up, and right now I've just got this rope and a hose, extra hose for my compressor, but I just put these bolts on here. I don't remember the exact size. Put these bolts, you just drill holes in the bottom of this, and it just slides right into my Prinsu roof rack right here. And it holds them secure. They haven't shifted at all summer, and they're awesome. They've got some minor waterproofing, but I have no issues with any water getting inside. And just lock that one, and you are good to go. And they look pretty sweet, don't they? All right, and finally, for number 5, I'm going to say armor. I've had to use some armor a couple times, and it honestly depends on what you're planning on using your FJ for, but I would say it's a very worthy investment. Mine has this RCI engine skid currently. Thing is thick steel. I have actually yet to hit this, but I've come very close and I've scraped it a couple times, and it protects things like debris and rocks from flipping up while you're off-roading. And that thing is just great at keeping my peace of mind while off-roading. And To further add on to the armor, I highly recommend some sort of protection here. Rock sliders are ideal. I do not have rock sliders. These are just some NFAB Nerf steps. These things are pretty thick steel, and they've definitely saved my butt a couple times off-roading. You can tell this one is bent up compared to that one, and don't mind the dirt, but this thing has definitely taken a beating, and it has saved my doors a couple times. You don't realize how big some of the rocks are when you're off-roading, and these things have saved my butt. And that's why I'm happy I have an engine skid as well, because you don't want a rock going into your engine and messing something up like your oil pan or anything. But yeah, these have saved my butt. They offer very minimal protection, but it's been enough for what I'm doing. And I'm honestly waiting until these break so that I can buy rock sliders, which will further protect my FJ while off-roading. And just to further show you guys, let me show you the bottoms of these. That one is rusting through from scrapes, so salt has slowly degraded that thing after it's been scraped on rocks. And this one right here is bent up, and you can see it's been hit a couple times, and it's definitely protecting me. And here's some more obvious battle scars. On this one, we've got a pretty sizable dent. There's my hand for reference, and that thing did not sound good when it hit, and it dented that thing. I'm happy that didn't go into my door, because that would have been a different story. So yeah, totally, I recommend some sort of skid, at least on your engine at a minimum. I'm planning on more skids in the future. And definitely some sort of protection like rock sliders on your side. But there you have it. Those are my top 5 things that I 100% recommend you do first to your FJ Cruiser. The visual things are always fun and stuff, but these things I really recommend. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in my next adventure off-road. Goodbye.